morning, everybody. Welcome to the Optimus Fantasy Football Channel. It's week 1 of the fantasy playoffs, folks, and we're here for your start-sit questions for the next 45 minutes or so. Lou, it's the playoffs, baby.
It is. You made me panic so much when you said week 1. I'm like, wait, what? How long did I sleep for last night? Where am I?
Yeah. No, man.
Yeah. It's time. Like, this is where the rubber meets the road, right? Like, it is go time. This is what we've grinded for all season.
I got two buys this week, which I am extremely thrilled with. One of them's in one of my harder leagues called the Huddle. It's a 20. I think this is its 20th season. It's an auction league, but it's with some names, and I'm pretty proud of the fact that I'm in second place behind Howard Bender. I'll take it. Yeah. I'm coming for you, Howard. And then you're going to have to put me on your damn radio show like you promised at the beginning of the draft. Just saying. It's right. All right. Well, Lou, let's get to it. Let's start with Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is starting an NFL game in 2025 at 44 years old today.
Yeah.
Indy's playing Seattle. Obviously, no one in their right mind is starting Phillip Rivers. But what about the rest of this offense? What can you do with them? Because Jonathan Taylor, we're assuming he's going to see a lot of volume. But outside of that, who can you trust for fantasy today?
I'm not sure I'm starting Jonathan Taylor because he's Jonathan Taylor, but I don't trust him. Like, this is a Seattle team on a tear of tears. Their defense is monstrous, and they play like their head coach wants. Like, we saw this when he was the defensive coordinator in Baltimore, and his vision is now fully realized in Seattle, and they play like this. And Nicky Manwari, their first round pick at safety there, their absolute freak, is playing like it. This is going to be a disaster for Indianapolis. Their offensive line has been getting progressively worse throughout the year. We saw that, as Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor's production has lagged even before, obviously, Jones's really unfortunate injury last week. This is gonna be a rough game. Like, I have a hard time seeing Indianapolis breaking like 14, 15 points. And even then, it very well could be field goals, not touchdowns. Seattle likes to get up on teams and just stomp on their throats. You're muted, Nate.
Yeah, that tends to happen. Dry throat and such while you're talking. Here, Tyler Warren's interesting to me. Only because Jack Doyle was the leading receiver for Phillip Rivers the last time he played in 2020.
2020.
In 2020.
That's the COVID year. The COVID year. Yes. Right. It was that long ago. The point is that long ago. Can we really take anything from that at this point? Like,
no. I mean, yes, I think you kind of can. I mean, at the very least, it was his last NFL snaps, and we know what he's comfortable with, and that's shorter routes, which is what Jack Doyle did in that Indy offense in 2020. Tyler Warren, you dispatch him on the short routes. I'm not saying we're talking like tight end 1 overall a week for Tyler Warren, but I still think he's viable as at least a top 12 tight end.
I will absolutely give you viable. It's just, for me, he's moved from like that tight end 3-4 spot down to like that tight end 12-13 spot, which is like, you can still play him, and there are definitely a lot more guys now that I prefer over him. It's mostly due to that touchdown upside. I simply don't see it with him in this matchup this week. Is the big thing. Volume, sure. I believe he can get 4, 5, 6 receptions for 50, 60 yards. Absolutely.
Okay, now does this speak to a bigger problem in the NFL right now, where we're look at all the quarterbacks that are on practice squads? You've got Riley Leonard, you've got Brett Rippon, and yet you go and get Phillip Rivers out of retirement, give him 1 week to prep to play in an NFL game in week 15 of the NFL season. Is there a quarterback problem in this league, Lou? Like, and not just like not good enough prospects, but like, are we not developing these guys? Is the league not developing these guys to a point where now you have something like this happen where Daniel Jones goes down and teams are scrambling?
I mean, I think it's both, to be perfectly honest with you. Both not good enough quarterbacks coming in. Number one, I think it's failing on a collegiate level, and has been, like, the NIL, transfer portals, everything like that have accelerated it and
Sure.
shown a spotlight on the problem, but it was happening long before that too, where coaches were simply, I'm doing whatever I can to win. I don't care about developing these guys. We saw a couple of programs that have done that over the years, and the guys that have come out of there have done very well.
Yeah.
But that's definitely the exception and not the rule. Like, I think that's where it starts, and then when you get to the NFL, development is very much an individual level and on an individual basis. You are a professional at that point.
Yeah.
We saw even back with Tom Brady, that wasn't a result of him being coached by the Patriots. That was the result of him doing his work outside of the Patriots and going, just really being a student of the game outside of just what was expected of him from the team, because the team expects you to, fill your role.
Yeah.
His role at the time was a backup quarterback. All these guys, they're backup quarterbacks. So if you don't go above and beyond to prepare as a starter, I mean, yeah, it's not one thing, it's a whole lot of things.
Yeah. Let's get to this question real quick and we'll go back to this here.
Yeah.
Alex G is stuck between Ladd McConkey or Rico Dowdle in full PPR. He says he's leaning Dowdle, changed his mind about 5 times. However, Quentin Johnston ruled out today. Does that change how you feel about this? Are you full on with Ladd here?
I've got them a lot closer than I'm comfortable with, and unfortunately, that's not a good feeling because I don't feel great about either. I believe the passing offense especially should flow through Ladd because that makes sense. And like Kansas City actually matches up very well with Ladd. Like OJ McDuffie, he patrols the slot. He's a lot better on the slot than he is outside. And so was Ladd. That's just how they use him. Now, maybe Johnson being out means that he can shift out more, but I suspect that means more for Trey Harris than it does Ladd McConkey. It depends on the rest of your team a little bit. I'm probably rolling out Dowdle here. New Orleans is just, they're not great. They're okay defensively, but not great. And there's just enough going wrong between the offensive line injuries for the Chargers, as well as, the one-handed Justin Herbert, that if I don't have to play Ladd, I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm with you. The hand injury makes me nervous. What we saw Herbert do last week makes me nervous. Yeah. And I'm nervous about Dowdle too, because we've seen Chubbard basically turn into a 50-50 split, but I'd rather play Dowdle in this matchup against New Orleans. Poor defense. Speaking of New Orleans, Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
Well, would you say Dowdle has a safer floor then? Yeah, I would say he has a safer floor than
yes, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Ladd's floor is like 2 receptions for 10 yards. Dowdle's floor is like 40 rushing yards and nothing else.
Yeah. Carolina, I don't know what to do with this team from a real football perspective when I'm sitting around and watching them on Sundays, because they're kind of good, Lou. It's weird. It's uncomfortable.
I mean, I think Canales is getting what he can get out of the team, which is a sign of a good coach. I don't think he's super strong in any one area necessarily, aside from getting the guys to believe in themselves, which is kind of a big deal when you've been as bad as Carolina has been for as long as they've been. And not just kind of bad, but like really legendarily bad. Yeah. So, I mean, that's not nothing. And I think we're seeing the results of that, which is, it's great to see when teams come up and that sort of thing breathes life into the NFL. Yeah. It's good. I think the tricky spot that Carolina is getting themselves into is that they're now going to start getting good team schedules and good team matchups. And I don't know that they're built for that yet. Like, they've still got work to do. Their receiving core is, McMillan, and that's about it. They don't really have a tight end on the roster. They've got some decent running backs, and their offensive line is okay. Their quarterback is in the realm of okay-ish. He's good enough that he can have some good games.
He's
And
playing better. I'll give you that for sure.
Yeah. And like at the same time, if I'm not passing up on Arch Manning to keep him sort of thing either.
Yeah.
That sort of deal.
The good for now, but if you have a high enough draft pick to get a better quarterback, you're going to do it. You're absolutely going to do it.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe Sam Darnold to be a free agent. Just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. We got this one in the chat here. Jay Keefe dropped in for the first time in a couple of weeks. Jay, it's good to see you, buddy. He's got a couple of questions for us, Lou. Cam Little versus the Jets or Dicker versus the Chiefs? That's the first one.
Yeah. I'm going Kittle, or oh my God, Little here. Mostly because the Jets are bad. They're real bad. I expect there to be a lot of running for the Jaguars today. That's what they've done when they've gone up big on teams. We've seen them run the ball a lot. And it's just, there's going to be a lot of, even if it's extra points, I expect there to be a lot of scoring for Jacksonville, a lot of scoring. And I could see longer field goals being a result of the Chargers and Chiefs. I just feel more, you're going to get a safer floor with Little, I should say, than Dicker.
Yeah, I've got Little ranked considerably higher than Dicker for that reason. If they're going to run the ball, we're going to see some of these drives stall because they're up by a bunch. They're not going to push it. They're not going to go for it on fourth down. Right. If you have these third and whatevers, they're going to kick it. And with Little, he's got such a big leg. You're looking at, they'll be kicking balls from 50 plus if they have the opportunity. So if you're in a league where you get extra points for that, Little's your guy, but he's your guy anyway. Again, like you said, he's got the safer floor. We've got this one from Nick the Kick 1767. Might be cooked even though I'm in the playoffs. Start one at RB2 and 2 flexes. Tracy, Singletary, Bam, Chuba, Pittman, Reed, AD, Mitchell. At running back, I think here you go. Singletary is where I would go. And then I'm probably going to flex. Oh boy. I don't know what to do with the flex. Probably Chuba. And then Chuba and AD Mitchell.
With Brady Cook?
Yeah, but I don't want to go Pittman with Phillip Rivers. I don't want to roll out 2 Giants running backs.
I think I am rolling out 2 Giants running backs. That, this Washington defense is what it is, which is to say, wet paper towel.
Yeah, that's fair.
Both Tracy and Singletary, I should both get rushing touchdowns this week. They really should.
They should.
So like I'm going both Giants running backs. I'm going Chuba. I'm really struggling on that fourth though, because that's.
Oh, we only needed the 3, just 1 RB2 and 2 flexes, so we're good. We've got it covered.
Yeah. Oh, great then. Yeah,
we're perfect. All right, Jay, we didn't forget about your defense questions here. Seahawks versus the Colts or Eagles versus the Raiders?
This is your 2 best options this week, right? So yep. I don't think there's a bad choice here. I'm rolling with the Seahawks.
Me too.
Just everything I said about this matchup and Rivers and everything like that. Touchdowns are on the table. Defensive special teams touchdowns are on the table for Seattle this week. Yeah.
Of all of the reasons.
Yeah.
Seattle's
and Philadelphia is great too.
Seattle's one of the best fantasy defenses this season. They're top 3. We're pulling up my rankings here. I think I have them. Yeah. They're my number 1 ranked defense. Eagles are my number 3. Bears are my number 4. So can't go wrong here, but I would definitely go Seattle. We got Carly over on Twitch. What's up, Carly? Good morning. She needs us to pick 2 for her. 1 must be a wide receiver. This is full PPR. Devon Vele, Kayshon Boutte, Romo Dunze, Blake Corum, and David Montgomery. I'm immediately taking Monty off.
Why? I'm just curious.
I don't see the volume today in this game. It's going to be too pass heavy, and I think that Gibbs will see receiving work. Monty doesn't generally see that. He'll get, not that he won't get work, but we're not going to see the goal line red zone carries for him. I just don't think we're going to see it.
Gotcha. I was just curious because I've been pondering this one, with her. For me, I've got Vele and Corum here. I don't want to start any wide receivers in that Bears Browns game.
No.
between not just the Cleveland defense, but that weather, with it being that cold, Nate, you know how that is when it gets that, the temperatures get that low. Just the ball becomes so much tougher, so much harder.
Yeah, it becomes hard to catch. It gets slippery.
And they like to run the ball.
Yeah, and if you already like to run the ball, you already have a penchant for that. I'm with you. Vele and Corum are the two that I want here. Devon Vele, when he got traded away from Denver, I didn't think there was going to be much to it. It's turned out there's quite a bit to his game in New Orleans. I love to see it. All right, we've got this one here from Jay Keefe again. He has to pick two between Kyren Williams, Rico Dowdle, Chase Brown, and Harold Fannin. He's considering going Brown and Kyren. Faded a lot of Corum production, is coming because of garbage time against the Lions, so he's going with Kyren. Here's what I'd do. I'd go Kyren and Fannin.
Over Chase Brown?
Yes, I would. I think Fannin's going to have an enormous... maybe I'd go Chase Brown over Kyren, but I want Harold Fannin in lineups today. No David Njoku, no Cedric Tillman. It's Judy and Fannin for Shedeur, and they're not afraid to throw it with him.
No, he's only going to complete half of them, but I mean, if you're throwing 40 times a game and Fannin's getting half of those targets, sign me up. I think this is a great problem to have.
Yep.
I'm definitely on Fannin as one of those as well, but I have to go with Chase Brown. He's been too good, too consistent. You don't, if you're benching Chase Brown this week, you're overthinking it. Unless you have, somehow have your Jahmyr Gibbs and James Cook types. They need to be that level of running backs to get you to bench Chase Brown at this point. I don't think Dowdle is definitely a tier, at least a tier below the others. And if you're not on the Chase Brown, and I understand, and you want to go to Kyren, but I lean Brown and Fannin here as well.
Okay. All right, we've got this one from Nick the Kick. It says I might be cooked even though I'm in the playoffs. Start one, RB2, and oh, nope, we already answered this one. My bad. I did not take that out of the queue here. We've got this one. Prosperity over on Twitch. JMO or Justin Jefferson today, and then Brock Purdy or Jalen Hurts. Let's start with the JMO side. I'm going JMO.
Yeah, I think I have to. Number one, I expect there to be plenty of points in that game. And I can't trust anyone in that Minnesota offense. I understand McCarthy looked better last week. But you notice that was all the tight ends.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Justin Jefferson does not play tight end.
Yeah. No, he does not.
It looked like the Minnesota offense all over again, or the Michigan offense all over.
Yep.
Excuse me there.
No, you're fine.
So hey, give me JMO there.
Yeah. What about Hurts or Purdy?
I got to go Hurts. I don't trust this Eagles offense, but I do trust Hurts' production, especially against the Raiders.
Yeah.
With Purdy, I don't think he's a bad option. I just think Hurts is a level above thanks to his rushing upside, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and he says here, Vikings are up against the Cowboys, so you got to kind of think about that. But I don't. No, just no.
It's not that I think that Jefferson can't win against the Cowboys. I definitely do. It's that I think McCarthy can't get the ball to Jefferson.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
Period. So
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Nick's got another question for us, Lou. Both of his tight ends are injured. He needs to know who to start between Isaiah Likely, Colby Parkinson, and Ben Sinnott. As much as I really have wanted Ben Sinnott to be a thing, I love Ben Sinnott. He's a phenomenal tight end. He's got great hands, perfect size. He's just been stuck behind Zach Ertz. However, it's Isaiah Likely against the Bengals.
Yep. And that's what it boils down to. I need to see it from Sinnott first before I'm starting him, especially in the playoffs. If Ertz had been hurt week 12 and we got to see a week or two of Sinnott first and how they were going to use him. Washington has another tight end named I'm not making this up. Colson Yankoff. And I'm suddenly 13 again, but regardless, like, we're going to see something stupid with this Washington offense today, because we know that they should be playing and featuring Ben Sinnott in place of Ertz, and it's just not. I do like Parkinson, but yeah, against the Bengals, it has to be likely. It just has to.
Yep. If Baltimore was playing anybody else, I might actually lean Parkinson, just because we've been seeing him get red zone targets from Matthew Stafford. But I don't care this week. Not in this matchup. Mark Andrews has not been playing very well. I like Isaiah Likely a lot. All right, we've got this one. It's Tech Monkey 1 on Twitch. Who would you start at flex and PPR? We've got Xavier Worthy, Jaylen Warren, Michael Pittman. I'm going Jaylen Warren here. How about you, Lou?
Yeah, I look at this and I got to go with Warren here. Partly it's like Pittman is the Rivers thesis, right? Like, I'm not trusting his weapons unless I have to, and I don't have to here. And we simply don't see Worthy involved enough with Kansas City's offense to say that he's worth a start. We know Warren is going to be involved in Pittsburgh's offense, whatever it is. And that's not necessarily exciting, but at least he's going to be involved.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. I love this comment from Jay Keefe. Mark my words, bro. I'm a Ravens fan, likely about to have at least a touchdown today after being robbed last week and fumbling across the goal line 2 weeks ago. Yeah, plus, dude, this Cincinnati defense gives up points on points on points to every freaking position in fantasy. Doesn't mean I'm starting Zay Flowers, though, this week. Right. I've seen some people who are saying to start him, and just this game is going to go through the tight ends, Lamar Jackson's feet, and Derrick Henry's feet. That's how this game goes. And because Lamar Jackson isn't running well, it's going to be a lot of Derrick Henry's feet.
Huh. Isn't tight end against Cincinnati like tight end 2 on the season, like just behind Trey McBride, something like that?
It's something crazy like that, yes.
It's wild. Like, they cannot cover tight ends in any way, shape, or form. If you've been doing this for a while and you remember Arizona against tight ends, that's Cincinnati now. You start all your tight ends.
Yeah. I just want to... It's Tech Money, not Tech Monkey.
Oh no.
I don't know. Maybe I listened to some Brass Monkey this morning. It's hard to say, really. Yeah. This is going to be a weird week, Lou. A lot of interesting matchups and games. How do the Bears... Let's start with the Bears for a second. They're the best team in the NFC right now. And, like, they're actually kind of playing like it. Kyle Monangai is relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Romo Dunze is not as relevant as we thought he was going to be, which has been a problem. What do you think? What is that, though? Like, I don't think he's in the doghouse with Ben Johnson. I think it's a scheme thing. That's all it is.
I think it's a little bit of a lot of things. Number one, I think it's Caleb's accuracy issues, like his mechanics a bit. He's still working through them and working on them, and he's gotten better, and he's still not all the way there yet. And we see it reflected a lot more on Odunze's targets for whatever reason. I think also Odunze's foot issue, which he's had since early in the season, has gotten obviously progressively worse throughout the year instead of better.
Yeah.
And he's had a harder time dealing with it. And it's affected things like his hands. Because anyone who's played sports knows you can have an injury to another part of your body and it will still affect how something else works. Like, I have a knee injury, and suddenly, because I'm thinking about how I have to take care of my knee in and out of cuts and that sort of thing, I'm not focusing on the ball coming in and catching with my hands as much.
Yeah.
Even on the professional level, things like this happen. So, like, I don't think it's necessarily one thing. I think it's a lot of things. And then you have the fact that the Bears have been really good at running the ball, which we know Ben Johnson loves to do. So it's a lot of things. And it's a bummer for those of us who thought Odunze was the guy, to start the year.
Well, and he was the guy to start the year. He played so damn well. Like to a point where, I mean, we had conversations like this guy's a top 5 wide receiver the rest of the way. As a fantasy manager, it's frustrating. It's frustrating as hell as a fantasy manager because you think you have these guys set and then you don't. But you have to understand too, from a real football perspective, these things happen and these coaches do not give a shit about our fantasy football teams.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I like the Bears though. I'm starting Monangai pretty much every week now. I don't see a reason not to. It's enough of a split. But then you can also, I mean, you can roll out DeAndre Swift too.
Oh yeah, I mean, Cleveland has been bad against running backs over the last month. Like,
which is crazy for how good they were to start the season.
Oh, I forget the name of their defensive tackle who got hurt, but he got hurt week 9. And since then, they've been like really bad against running backs. Like bottom 4 in the NFL bad. So like if you are nervous about starting your Bears running backs today, don't be. Like this, especially with the weather, this is a lean into them day. Yep. If you have both, start both.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple more questions that I want to get to here. We've got JD Riley. We're going to go with that one on YouTube. Should I stick with Jake Ferguson today or start Mike Gesicki? A little bit worried about Ferguson's injury. T. Higgins is out, so I would go Gesicki.
Yeah, that's fair. In Minnesota, the one thing they don't cover really great is tight ends. And we know that, Dallas still likes to feed Ferguson, so I don't mind him. But yeah, with Higgins out, like we want Yoshivas to be a thing when these guys are out, and he's just not.
His role stays the same.
Right. And Mitchell Tinsley, he's going to see a bit more work, but not enough to take it away. Like we know that Burrow will pepper Gesicki, for better or worse. And like he basically is a wide receiver who just happens to be a little bit bigger and plays tight end.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been saying that for 5 years now. We've got this one too, which is going to lead us into our injury report here in just one moment. PPR, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt with Chris Rodriguez out, or are we going Blake Corum, or are we going Keaton Mitchell?
Say this one's tough because with Rodriguez out, obviously that bumps JCM up quite a bit. I don't think it's enough to overtake Corum for me, though. I've got them in the same tier, but still Corum a lot higher in that tier than I do JCM, even with a good matchup against the Giants. Just Corum he's on a little bit of a heater right now. He's not getting a lot more snaps or a lot more carries. We know how important things like feel of a game and getting into a rhythm are for running backs. And it looks like he's in one right now, which is great. And when guys are like that, you gotta ride him a bit.
Well, it's like coaches like to say, no, it's not a committee. I'm just giving the ball to whoever has the hot hand. Well, that's Blake Corum right now. And you think Sean McVay doesn't see that? Of course he sees that. Yeah,
he hasn't been seeing any more snaps or volume is the only thing. He's just doing more.
I think some of it for me watching the games, it's when he's getting these snaps. Like instead of sometimes where these snaps, these high value snaps would go to Kyren Williams, they're now giving them to Blake Corum. It's not an increase. It's a shift in where the volume is. That volume's become more valuable for Corum because he's getting more opportunities on high value plays. And versus it just being like, it's 3rd and 18. We don't want to run Kyren, but we want to run the ball. So we're going to give it to Blake and let him hammer it out. They're giving him to him on like 3rd and 4, and they're trying to get the first down. They're bringing Corum into these situations now. So that helps me lean that way as well.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point that I don't think is talked about enough, to be perfectly honest with you. It's not just things like snap share and carries, that sort of thing. That doesn't tell the whole story. It's like you said, it's the when that plays a huge part of it. We've seen that uptick in red zone carries. I mean, heck, even the announcers calling the game will say, and Kyren Williams into the end zone for the touchdowns. Then Blake Corum doing exactly that. And he looks good running the ball, honestly. He looks strong. He looks quick. He looks like he knows what he's doing.
Well, and we're seeing it in New England too, where Trayvon Henderson isn't necessarily seeing any more volume over the last, since week 8. I mean, he's been seeing 10 to 15 carries every week. That's not what's changed. What's changed is the fact that he's seeing more red zone targets. He's seeing more red zone carries and opportunities. He's seeing those 3rd and shorts, and he's getting more of those types of carries that are being taken away from Ramondre. Same volume for the most part, just different role.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's going to lead us into injuries because this matters a lot, Lou. This is what we've got going on today. Let me get that pesky banner out of your way so we can see everything here. Officially active, Romo Dunze, Debo Samuel, Parker Washington, Cedric Tillman, Amari DiMercado, Josh Palmer are all playing. CeeDee Lamb, Woody Marks, and Breece Hall, all ready to play. Not on the injury report at all, but we've been talking about them this week. Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, Tyrone Tracy all playing. Guys who are going to be a game-time decision, Lou. Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Emanuel Wilson, Devontae Adams, Jake Ferguson. They are all expected to play. Emanuel Wilson is a little bit extra questionable here. Then we've got officially out. Some of these will be a surprise. Chris Rodriguez was on the fence here. He is out today. Quentin Johnston as well. Nick Chubb will be sitting. T. Higgins, Marvin Harrison, we knew. Alvin Kamara, David Njoku, we had inkling. Mason Taylor, Hollywood Brown, Jayden Daniels, Geno Smith, Tyrod Taylor, Pat Bryant, all need to be on your fantasy bench today. Make sure you get them out of your lineups, guys. You don't need that smoke.
Huh.
You want to go out and win these matchups. My home league is a real bummer. I did not make the playoffs, and my brother-in-law is about to beat Jen down pretty mightily. But he told me at Thanksgiving, my brother-in-law told me at Thanksgiving, it's like, man, your team is just crushing. Like, you've been doing a great job this season. And he's like, yeah, I've actually been reading and listening to your stuff this year and taking your analysis, and it's working. Like, yeah, I told you. I've been telling you guys this for years. If you're going to beat me with my own analysis. And I love that. That's what I want.
That's the fantasy analyst curse, right? Is that all these people in your life, like you're trying to play and that sort of thing, and they just take all of your advice and all of your information that you give out and use it to beat you down. Well, and it's sort of satisfying and really like humbling all at the same time.
For years, this home league, these people have been like, you don't actually do that stuff for a living. And they won't listen. They're like, no, we don't read your stuff. Oh, no, I didn't know that you had a show. Oh, no, well, no, I know what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. And it's always bugged me. Like, I want you guys to consume my content and beat the hell out of me with it, so I know I'm doing it right. Well, now I know, right?
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
Yeah. I care about winning in that league, but, it's all friends. And did you make the playoffs?
Honestly, I haven't even looked yet. Like, that's what I'm going to do after we wrap up.
Well, lucky for you, I'm already in the league, and I'll take a look for you, Lou. Let's see here. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm in the wrong one. We had a manager accidentally nuke our league on Wednesday this week. He accidentally fast forwarded it to next season, and it eliminated our playoffs. He had to go back and put it all back in. We're good, and I'm in first place in this league. I also have a bye. So let's see here, Lou. Did you make the playoffs? Did Lou make the playoffs? Lou, you made the playoffs, Lou. Congratulations. Good luck this week. Good luck. I did not. Herms did not either. Aww. So yeah, it happens.
Bummer for our boy.
Bummer. Well, he makes playoffs in plenty of other leagues.
Yeah, that is very true.
Ouch, Carly. Ouch. Not great, Bob. I did not make the playoffs in that one. Not even close. So it is what
Carly's out here singing. Carly's out here singing in sync, going bye.
She has the bye week. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it is. It's okay. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I drafted. That was a tough draft. Startup drafts are tough, especially when you're doing them in January and February, because that's when this one got started. Thanks to good old Hoove. It was brutal. It was a brutal draft. I made some really poor decisions. I'm rebuilding already.
Huh.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did. We drafted. I forgot. We drafted the day after the Super Bowl. That's right.
Oh
yeah, that was pretty nuts.
I was a degenerate.
Oh,
that's
dude.
Fantastic. I love it.
I've done startup drafts in December before. So,
Oh yeah.
and I have a
So
couple dynasty leagues that force rookie drafts before the NFL draft.
man,
Yeah,
that
that's mean.
that's not for me.
No. All right, we got this one coming in from Tron
Yes.
Force. I currently have Nico Collins and Chris Olave as my wide receivers. Terry McLaurin is his flex. Should I play one of these other options instead? Lou, he's got Devonta Smith, Debo Samuel, Jaylen Warren, Kenny Gainwell, Blake Corum. I think I'm sticking with Nico and Olave at wide receiver. Maybe Debo. Would you put Debo in over Chris Olave? Or are you sticking with Olave?
I'm sticking with Olave. We know he's going to get the volume. Carolina is improved against the pass, but they're not that improved.
Right.
You know, if he's seeing 8-9 targets, which he should, there's no reason that can't be 6 receptions for 70 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
I don't think you're getting that out of Debo, even in best case, even against the Giants. The only change I make personally is I am putting Olave in my flex and McLaurin in my starting wide receiver, just to motivate them. Just make them understand what the hierarchy is among them.
You got to send a message to your team.
Absolutely. This is the playoffs. It is not time to jerk around with this. You put your studs where they go.
In. I love it. He also says, if I make it to the next round, I'll be playing Dart versus the Vikings. Should I drop either Emanuel Wilson for Jordan Love, who faces the Bears next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Emanuel Wilson isn't doing anything for you at this point. Even if you don't start Jordan Love, you at least give yourself the option to do it.
Yep.
Options are the important thing at this point. Like, yes, if Jacobs is out next week, which we will have more information as this game goes along, you don't have to make that decision right now. But that's, yeah, I've loved Caleb, throughout the year. He's making me nervous, honestly. This is a rough schedule for the playoffs. Yeah. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of stay away from Caleb a little bit here. I'm starting Bo Nix over him today in a couple spots.
I mean, I think there's several guys that you can start over. Marcus Mariota's one of them.
Yeah. All right, we got this one coming in on Twitch. I need a tight end, so who should I start? Travis Kelce, Dalton Kincaid, Juwan Johnson. Which one are you going with, Lou?
I'm going with Kincaid here. This is a must-win game for the Bills. And Kincaid has been the best non-James Cook weapon that they have all year, as long as he's been healthy.
Yep.
He is as healthy as he gets at this point in the season, I believe. And there's no reason to think that passing volume isn't going to find him, especially when it comes to the red zone. The Chargers have a pretty good passing defense, especially when who's their stud defensive back? Is that Derwin James, or is he's Cleveland, right?
No, Derwin James is in Los Angeles.
Angeles. Okay. Yeah, so it is Derwin James I'm thinking of. He's an absolute menace. And Kelce is not what he was. He can stay in Kelce's hip pocket if they want.
And he will.
So right. And we've seen what this Kansas City offense and team is. It's not good. It's not good. They're kind of right there with the Bills, where they're an okay offense and a bad defense.
Yeah.
And Juwan Johnson, he's fine. Just the ceiling isn't there with him.
Yeah, it's got to be Kincaid. I mean, I was going to say that even before you talked me even farther into it, but yeah, he's their wide receiver 1. They have a whole bunch of wide receiver 2s and 3s that line up in that offense as well, but Kincaid's going to be the main targeter. I want him if he's healthy, because like last week wasn't necessarily a week to roll about. He ended up being fine. Had a really good week. So did Dawson Knox. Well, at least he had a touchdown at least. So, But yeah, it's got to be Kincaid for me. Yep. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it for us here. It's been fantastic answering all your start-sit questions, guys. If you've got more of them, head on over to our Discord channel. The link is in the show description. We'll be there all morning answering your questions. First slate, second slate, Sunday night football, Monday night football. We're there for all of it, and it is always free. Come join us, and then head on over to tools.optimusfantasy.com. Check out the rest of this season on us through the Super Bowl. Use the promo code GIFTOptimus to sign up. Again, that's tools.optimusfantasy.com. A lot of cool stuff coming through those tools in season and in the off season as well. So make sure you check that out. Oh, yeah. We've got news. Hold on. Breaking news.
Oh, boy.
So we're holding on here. We're going to hold on for just a minute. Make sure you subscribe. Oh, yeah. No. Follow the news. Yep, that's right. Look, it's week 15. I'm very tired. But news.optimusfantasy.com. Carly is over there dropping all of the relevant, pertinent NFL fantasy football news as it happens. She is beating literally everyone else in the news cycle over on Blue Sky. So make sure you follow at news.optimusfantasy.com. Lou, it's been great, man.
Yeah. Happy week one of the playoffs.
Yeah. If you haven't had enough of us, you need a little bit more. We're going to be back at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Express to break down everything that happened today through this whole main slate, let you know what it means for week 16 and what it meant for week 15. So make sure you join us then. For Lou Brunson, I'm Nate Polvogt, guys. Good luck in this first week of the fantasy playoffs. We'll see you tonight.